How to teach a child responsibility without pressure and fear. Whoever is faithful in a very little is also faithful in much, and whoever is dishonest in a very little is also dishonest in much. Gospel of Luke, chapter 16, verse 10. Each one will bear his own load. Letter to the Galatians, chapter 6, verse 5. Reflection. Should a child learn responsibility from a young age? Absolutely. But does responsibility mean fear of making mistakes? Many parents want to raise children who are conscientious, disciplined, and independent. But sometimes they do this through excessive pressure and strict demands. And what if a child begins to associate responsibility with the fear of failure? Responsibility is more than duties, it is an attitude of the heart. A child who learns to take care of their things, keep their promises, and complete tasks develops a sense of inner strength and self-worth. But it must be a process, not a burden. How to teach a child responsibility without pressure. 1. Give them small tasks they can complete independently. Not everything at once. Responsibility grows gradually. 2. Praise them for the effort, not just the outcome. I see you tried really hard. This builds a child's motivation to take on more challenges. 3. Give the child a choice. Would you prefer to set the table or help with cleaning today? The child feels they have influence, not just imposed duties. 4. Do not punish for mistakes, but show the consequences. Instead of, "You didn't do this, so you're grounded," it is better to say, "If you don't pack your backpack in the evening, you might be rushing in the morning and it could be harder for you." What to avoid. 1. Do not overdo the demands. A child doesn't have to be perfectly responsible at 5 years old. 2. Do not scare the child with overwhelming consequences. If you don't do this, you'll never achieve anything. This causes fear, not responsibility. 3. Do not do everything for the child. If a child doesn't face the consequences of their actions, they won't learn that their choices matter. How to build a sense of responsibility in a child. Be consistent but patient. Every child develops at their own pace. Allow for mistakes. Everyone gets it wrong sometimes. It's important to keep trying. Show that responsibility is not a burden, but a skill that grants freedom. The more a child feels they can make decisions, the more they will want to be responsible. Am I teaching my child responsibility in a way that builds their self-confidence? Am I showing that responsibility is not the fear of failure, but the path to independence? God does not demand perfection from us. He gives us time to grow and learn. A child who sees that responsibility grants freedom, not fear, will grow into a person who bravely takes on life's challenges. I'm glad I could be with you. Talk soon. Your friend.